Welcome everyone. So today I'm going to guide you through a fairly short but a rather intense core strengthening flow. So it will be helpful if you have a block for this flow just for one of the exercises. If you don't have a block, just feel free to grab a book or even a shoe, something that you can just hold between both of your hands. And then we'll get started in a seated cross-legged position. Planting your palms to the top of your knees, closing your eyes. And just begin here by acknowledging where your sitting bones connect to the earth beneath. As you ground into the sitting bones, the pelvis tips forward slightly so your pelvis is in a neutral position. Now maintain that natural, beautiful curve in the lower back as you lift your heart and relax the shoulders. Now draw your chin back to align your ears over your shoulders so your head is balancing perfectly on that top vertebra. So the only bony structure that connects our pelvis to our rib cage is that long spindly spine. So it's really crucial that we keep all of the muscles in our core nice and strong to support the spine. And not just our abdominal muscles, but the muscles that wrap around the sides of the body, into the back of the body. Also the glutes, the hamstrings, all contribute to our core strength. Now begin to deepen your breath. And to initiate your Ujjayi breath, create a slight restriction in the back of the throat, allowing your breath to become audible both on the inhalation and the exhalation, creating one continuous sound with your breath. Now staying entirely focused on your breath, open your eyes. Uncross your legs, plant your feet to the floor in front of you, keeping your knees bent. Now catch your shins with both hands. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, curl back, tuck your chin to your chest, and then inhale to draw the upper body forward. Again, exhale, curl back, chin to chest, feel the abdominal muscles engage, and inhale forward. Just a few more times, bringing your awareness now to the core of your body. Last time, exhale, curl back, inhale forward, and now without the support of your hands, releasing your shins, the arms extend forward. Inhale, curl back, chin to chest, and forward again. And again, inhale, curl back. Exhale, forward. Twice more. Last one. And now as you return to center, catch the back of your knees with both hands and lift your heels from the floor so you're balancing between your tailbone and your sitting bones. Extending your arms forward, inhale to lengthen, exhale to crunch. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, crunch. Twice more. Last one. And as you return to center, tuck your legs into a cross-legged position. Roll forward onto all fours. Tuck the toes under and float your hips into downward dog. Just bending one knee into the next, pedaling the heels up and down. And now gradually begin to straighten your legs. Shifting your weight to your right foot, lift the left leg high behind you. Bend your knee, allow your heel to roll over your right hip. Straightening your supporting leg, lifting the knee in the sky as high as you can. Now straighten your leg back out behind you, lower your foot to the floor, and switch sides. Lift the right leg high behind you, bend your knee, let your heel roll over your left hip. Now straighten your right leg back out behind you and take a big step forward between your hands, ankle beneath the knee. Step the left foot forward to join the right. As you inhale, lift your heart. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale to rise, arms overhead. As you exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, extend your arms, lift your gaze. As you exhale, fold forward. Hands down, heart lifts. Palms to the floor, step back into upper plank and hold it here. Wrists beneath the shoulders, feet hip width apart. Now keeping your hips, your shoulders square to the floor. Shift your weight to your left hand. The right hand taps the left shoulder. Right palm to the floor. Left hand taps the right shoulder. Continue from side to side, keeping the hips square, core strong, breath steady. Once more to each side. Drop the knees if you need to. Lower with control, hover if you can. Point the toes and either rise into little cobra or upward dog. Exhale, lift the hips. Roll over the toes. Back into downward facing dog. Now dropping your knees to the floor. Cross your ankles behind you. Sit back, roll over your ankles into a seated, cross-legged position. Uncross your legs, plant your feet to the floor. Placing your hands behind the hips, fingertips face forward, heels close to the hips. As you inhale, lift the hips nice and high. And on the exhalation, see if you can draw your hips back between your palms without the hips touching the ground. And again, inhale forward, exhale back. Continue with the rhythm of your own breath. One more. And as you draw the hips back, gently sit your hips down onto your mat. Grab your block, place your block off to the side, and now bend your knees, place your feet to the floor. Shifting your weight back to balance again between the tailbone and the sitting bones, catch your knees with both hands. So take a moment here, find your balance. Try to keep your toes at chin level. Release the back of your knees, take hold of your block or your book, and now tap your block or your book just outside of the right hip on the floor, back to center, over to the left. And just continue from side to side. You can drop the heels if you need to. Keep breathing. Tapping once more to each side. Back to center. Place your block to the side. Tuck your legs into a cross-legged position. Roll forward onto all fours. And return to downward dog. Take a few big breaths. Now take one more big breath in. At the bottom of your next breath, gaze forward to step or hop between your hands. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, arms overhead. As you exhale, palms to heart. Inhale, reach up, look up. As you exhale, fold forward. Hands down, heart lifts. Palms to the floor, return to upper plank. Hold it here. Now this time, lower down onto your forearms. Interlace your fingers to make a fist. Dip your right hip toward the floor, swiveling on the balls of the feet. Hips back to center, left hip toward the floor. And now continue to swivel from side to side. Elbows directly beneath the shoulders so you're well supported. Once more to each side. And as you return to center, plant your left palm to the floor, right hand to the floor. Drop the knees if you need to. Lower to hover if you can. Point the toes. Inhale upward and exhale. exhale, back into downward facing dog. Now dropping your knees to the floor, cross the ankles behind you, return to your seated cross-legged position. Plant your palms to the floor behind the hips and extend your legs fully forward this time. Now softening into your elbows, weighting fully into your palms, keeping the big toes, ankles, and knees together, begin to tap the heels from side to side. So leaning back here slightly, the higher you lift the legs, the more of a challenge. Once more to each side. Place your feet back to the floor in front of you. Tuck your legs back into a cross-legged position. Roll forward onto all fours and step back into downward dog. Take a few more deep belly breaths. Take one more deep breath in, and at the bottom of your next breath, gaze forward to step or hop between your hands. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, arms overhead. As you exhale, palms to heart. Inhale, extend your arms. As you exhale, fold forward. Hands down, heart lifts. Palms to the floor, back into upper plank. Now flowing through 5 push-ups. You have the option of dropping your knees to the floor here if you need to. Now lower to hover. Press all the way up. Again, lower to hover. All the way up. 3 more times. Last one. And now lower to take a vinyasa. Point the toes. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now at the bottom of your next breath, step the right foot forward. Wiggle the toes on the left foot out behind you a little further. Drop the knee to the floor. Point the toes. Keeping your hands where they are, straighten your right leg. Gazing forward towards your big toe. Encouraging that right sitting bone to drop slightly so your hips are square to the floor beneath. Feel your shoulders slide back toward the hips. Now preparing to move into gate pose from here. Place your right hand to the inside of your right shin. Scoot that left foot out behind you and then plant the entire sole of your right foot to the floor. Coming all the way up, hands to hips. Press the hips forward, lengthen through that right leg. Now plant your left hand to the floor beside your left knee. The right arm reaches toward the ceiling and then up and over the right ear. Reaching into the fingertips, rolling that top shoulder back. Now nice and strong through your core. Inhale all the way up to center, tipping over to the opposite side. Inhale back to center, left hand back to the floor, right arm to the sky. For a knee down half moon, shifting your weight to your left hand, your left knee, send the right leg out to the side, flexing the foot in toward the knee. Press the hips forward, lengthen into that right heel. Take a few more big breaths. And now lower your right foot to the floor. Catch the back of your head with your right hand, lifting your gaze toward the tip of that right elbow. Now pressing firmly into your right foot, strong through your left arm, You're going to lift the left knee from the floor to tuck your right elbow to the left knee, and then inhale to lower and lengthen. Continuing with the rhythm of your own breath. Moving nice and slowly. Once more. Extend that right arm toward the ceiling. Plant your palm to the floor. Make your way back onto all fours and just sit back into child's pose for a few deep breaths. Take a moment to rest, to reconnect with your breath. And now rising back onto all fours, tuck your toes under, float your hips back into downward dog. And at the bottom of your next breath, step the left foot forward, ankle beneath the knee. Lower your right knee to the floor, point the toes, keep your hands where they are, and begin to straighten that left leg, gazing forward towards your big toe. Encourage that left sitting bone to drop slightly. Press into the left heel. And now returning to gate pose, place your left hand to the inside of your left shin. Scoot that right foot out behind you and then lower the left foot to the floor. Rise all the way up. Place your right hand to the ground beside your right knee. Left arm reaches toward the ceiling. Extend that left arm up and over the left ear. Reach into the fingertips. Roll the top shoulder back. Scoop the tailbone under. As you inhale, rise all the way up and over to the opposite side. Right arm reaches up and over. Left leg stays straight and strong. Inhale back to center, right hand back to the floor, left arm straight up toward the ceiling this time. For our knee down half moon, shifting your weight to your right hand, your right knee, lengthening through the left leg. Lift that heel to hip level and make sure that your leg runs parallel with the long edge of your mat. Take one more full breath in. Lower the left foot to the floor. Catch the back of your head with your left hand. And as we did on the opposite side, stay really strong through that right arm, strong through the left leg. The right knee lifts to meet the left elbow and all the way down. So it goes. Last one. Re-extend the left arm to the ceiling, plant your palm to the floor, and step all the way back into downward facing dog. Now as you initiate your next inhalation, shift forward into upper plank. Keeping your gaze forward, elbows tucked in, lower all the way to the ground. And as your belly finally comes to rest, gently roll over onto your back. And now bend your knees, drawing your heels in nice and closely towards your hips in preparation for a one-legged little bridge. Now keeping your arms resting at your sides, draw your right knee towards your chest. As you exhale, press into the left foot, lift the hips as high as you can, and then inhale, lower to hover. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower to hover. So it goes with the rhythm of your own breath. Now the next time you lift, Hold it there. Squeeze that right knee in toward the chest. Press firmly into the sole of your left foot. One more big breath in, all the way down. Place your right foot to the floor to join the left. And now prepare to switch sides, tucking your left knee to your chest. Exhale, press into the right foot, lift as high as you can. And inhale, lower to hover. Again, exhale to lift, lower to hover. Continue with the rhythm of your own breath. The next time you lift, hold it there. Squeeze the left knee towards your belly. Press really firmly into the sole of your supporting foot. One more big breath in. Lift a little bit higher and all the way down. Left foot to the floor to join the right. And now hug your knees to your chest. Wrap your hands around your shins and rock gently from side to side. Now, keeping your knees to your chest, extend your arms out to the sides, palms down. Turning your gaze to the left, lower your knees to the right, but not quite all the way down, just to hover above the floor. And then draw the knees back to center. Turn your gaze to the right, lower the knees to the left, but not quite all the way down, just to hover and back to center. Continue to lower and lift the legs from side to side. Gazing over the opposite shoulder. And if you'd like to take it a step further, as you lower the knees to one side, feel free to extend the legs out to the side and then bend the knees again to draw them back to center. Whichever variation you're comfortable with. Once more to each side. Playing with that pressure through the palms to keep the shoulders connected to the floor. And now coming back to center, hug your knees back to your chest. Keep hold of the right knee, straighten your left leg down onto your mat. Knee down twist, right arm reaches to the side, palm down. Turn your gaze to the right, guide the knee to the left. A nice passive twist this time, drawing that knee over just as far as the hip and the lower back will allow. Now drawing your head back to center, guide the right knee back. Give both knees another squeeze and switch sides, straightening the right leg down onto the mat, left arm to the side, palm down. Turn your gaze to the left and guide the knee to the right. Drawing your head back to center, guide the left knee back. And now give both knees another hug. Release your shins, lower your feet to the floor, and now extend your legs fully down onto your mat for our final posture. Rest your arms at your sides, close your eyes. Scoop the tailbone under slightly, allowing your hips, your thighs, your buttocks, your abdominal muscles to fully relax. Take a full breath in through the nose and an audible sigh out through the mouth. Once more, full breath in through the nose, empty through the mouth. Let your breath relax. Allow your body to soften and relax. So you're relaxed to the core of your being. Your practice in this final posture Simply shifting your attention back to the flow of your breath each time you're distracted by a thought. Now, keeping your eyes closed, slowly begin to resurface. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Extend your arms out overhead for a full body stretch. Reach from end to end. Bend your knees, draw your feet to the floor, and now roll softly to your right side, all the way onto your right shoulder. Ease your way from here to a seated, cross-legged position. Drawing your palms to your heart, opening our eyes to each other. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you're enjoying my classes, please feel free to subscribe and share. And if you'd like to donate, you can click on the little PayPal button just at the top right-hand corner of my YouTube channel page, just to the right there of Mount Rundle. Thank you.